Welcome to another 10-Minute Tuesday. For this 10-Minute Tuesday, guys, we have me, Cal Ness, your host, Joey Vassallo.
And Goose Wizard.
And we have Goose Wizard Cory Loeffler with us. Cory, thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me. This is going to be a fun one.
It is really going to be a fun one. Mm-hmm. So we're just getting warmed up with a 10-Minute Tuesday. So, Cory, we thought, since being the guy who's known for breaking down birds, using them to their best abilities, early season honkers, that's a different deal, not that good of a bird.
You're right. You hit the nail on the head there.
Let's talk about it a little bit. How do you deal throughout the seasons with the birds?
That Canada goose is a complex little being there. You know, they hatch out of them shells in those little ponds, and they're eating that pond scum. May, June, and July.
Leached up.
August, leached up, and should have been bleached up. Stankin' old things, big Tonys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh, Derek. I love
Cheers.
Cheers. By the way. The big Tonys scraping their toenails, detasseling the corn. Now they are doing that. But no, they eat garbage. And what they eat goes into their bloodstream, and then that goes into their meat, and that's what they're made up of. And it is invertebrates and snails and muck and gross things, because there's no good carbohydrates, grain, corn, soybeans, wheat, barley, none of that stuff. That's all growing. That's in grass form in the middle of the summer when these birds are chowing down on anything that they can possibly eat. Maybe it's golf course grass or something.
Right. That doesn't have any fertilizer in it, by the way.
No nitrogen pellets in there at all.
None.
Yeah, these are organic, free-range geese here.
Yep.
Is that the organic fertilizer on green 7? You guys can't eat that.
It's just Roundup, straight Roundup.
So yeah, they're tough. Those August honkers, North Dakota, man, I've killed some of those. And the August season in Minnesota, we had that for a bit.
Yeah, the harvest season.
For a hot minute. Killed some of those. My first Minnesota August bird that I went to clean, opened it up, and it was like, and the smell hit me.
Yeah, it's bad.
And I was like,
You unzipped her, huh?
this is not right. Like, this isn't edible. So it's like, put that one aside. Grab the next one, same thing. Next one, same thing. Like, just horrible. So, but as we progress into the season, their diets change and all that crap, and pond scum gets flushed out of their bloodstream. Gets their muscles are made up of new nutrients.
They do a detox per se.
They pretty much detox, on the wheats and the barleys. So that's when they're going to get a little bit better table fare into October, into November, and then they're going to hit the corn. And what do we finish beef on most of the time? We finished that on corn-fed beef, and that's when they stack on all the carbohydrates, and they stack on all the marbling and the fat. So once we start talking like December, January, February, March honkers, yes, you can kill honkers in March legally.
You have to travel
a little bit. Brought to you by Outlaw Beer, America's favorite light beer. Enjoy the gold.
Unreal. It tastes like it.
Oh, those birds transform. The flavor of them and just the quality of the meat, the flavor, and the amount of fat also transforms from August all the way through March. And they just get better and better and better as the time goes on. So we're starting out early North Dakota stuff and the early Minnesota season.
What's your best way to cook them then?
Early season, stuff, like August, what do you do?
August season, man, I'm feeding my dogs with that stuff for the most part. I'm grabbing the breasts out of there. They don't have any fat. You can almost see through them most of the time. You can attempt to eat them. It doesn't usually go very well.
Right.
And if you're going to eat them, I would take that goose jerky recipe that is on my product catalog, free recipe on there. It was given
How
to
can
me
they get
by
a product catalog,
Jake
Cory?
Orlich. Well, it's on a QR code. Stop by the booth at Game Fair, which was probably a month ago.
Yeah, exactly. 3 weeks ago for sure.
We'll have a link to it on our website.
Hell yeah.
And but no, we have a free recipe book, product catalog download in there. It's got some of our favorite recipes in there, and my absolute favorite goose jerky recipe, which is very simple: Worcestershire, soy sauce, red pepper flakes, and black pepper. That's it. Smoke it, cut it super thin. The key to making that really good jerky is a really sharp meat slicer that's going to absolutely change your world.
Is that like when you go to Jersey Mike's and they have like a
That's her.
What is that called?
A meat slicer. Oh, what I just said. Yeah. Like
Is it a meat slicer like you just said, Corey?
Oh,
All right,
and the one that I use is a meat slicer, the 10-inch
Okay.
one. It's got a little sharpening thing on it. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Made with meat products. They make a super quality meat slicer. That's what I use. And those honker breasts are insanely tough. Built of straight rubber bands or Goodyear tires, I think, most of them. So, the meat slicer will get through them, cut them super thin, marinate them for a day, put them on the smoker, Traeger. You can do them in the oven. You can do them in the dehydrator, however you want to do that. But I run that stuff, all that jerky, like big game hunting, pack-in hunts, elk hunting, eat like at least 1 pack, maybe 2 packs of that per day on an elk trip because it's protein and it's sodium. So it's electrolytes going into my blood, helping me stay hydrated, and it's protein for when I'm running up and down the hill. So you need the protein for recovery. So if you go running around the mountain, strenuous workout, you need that protein to help rebuild the next day so you can do that again and again and again.
Yeah.
But
So that early season that you're saying that's running from like August, North Dakota till October?
yeah,
You
roughly.
think?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
what's the next step from like October till December?
Then they're going to start getting better. And then you can start diving into a lot of the goose leg tacos. So the goose legs get tossed in the garbage in the bird pit a lot. Most people, it's not super common to collect and save those goose legs, but as of there's hardly any meat on them in August and September. It's not much, especially if you're shooting young of the year birds.
Right.
Very minimal. But October through February, March, then you start putting a bunch of meat on there, and that is absolutely the best meat on the bird. And
Really?
it gets thrown away all the time.
Yeah.
Really? Even with how much they're running and walking around, you don't think it's like super tendony? I must have been eating it at the wrong time of year.
They must just be packing the fat on, though,
The
in that
fat-
early part of the year.
The fat's there, so they pack a whole bunch of fat there. So if you're going to go cook chicken in
Thighs.
a barbecue competition, thighs, it's always thighs.
Hell
Thighs
yeah.
the best part.
I
No
only
one
cook
cooks.
with thighs.
Who cooks a chicken breast in a barbecue competition? No one. Watch the KC Royale. There ain't no chicken breast cooked.
I'm just
out
going
there.
to say, by the way, if you're cooking chicken breast like at any time, you should probably use a thigh.
What's your boyfriend doing?
Well,
Hopefully he's making the sides.
Unbelievable.
Just kidding.
All right. So
I don't
goose
buy
legs.
chicken. Sorry.
So goose legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goose legs in the crock pot. Joy's recovering. So goose thighs are built for the crock pot, and they're bomb. I have some at Game Fair. Sorry, podcasters, this is probably last month, but we'll cook some tomorrow. We can make some tacos tomorrow. So goose thighs are for the crock pot. I use some garden tomatoes. I'll throw a garden tomato in with the thighs. I'll throw them in the Instapot because it takes me 90 minutes in the Instapot. It'll take you quite a while in the crock pot, 6 to 8 hours, and then roughly that same amount of time in a Dutch oven too. But those are basically all the same cooking utensils, just different times pretty much. Instapot is built for goose legs or one another, whatever. That's like, peanut butter and jelly pretty much. So I add taco seasoning type things in there with like a couple tomatoes or canned tomatoes or frozen tomatoes that
does
we
the
have.
acid from the tomatoes help break it down?
Helps break it down. Put a little red wine in there.
Oh, yeah.
A little liquor.
Don't tempt
Randy.
me with a good time.
Getting hard.
You gotta add a little liquor to it, Randy.
You should have. It's a
Bandy.
wrap around.
That's how I like to dump the liquor into
Unreal.
like a little red wine, a little wraparound.
He was doing that earlier today, and I was losing it. Okay, so real
Come
quick.
on, Ran. All right.
And then 90 minutes, that's legs on, not the feet, but just the legs, the thighs in the crock pot with that stuff. That recipe is also in the catalog. Boom, 90 minutes. That stuff, the bones pull out of the,
Right.
never pull out, but bones pull out of the crock pot.
However many Lord will give you, right?
Throw them away, grab the juice, grab the meat. Now you have a snort. That was a snort. Now you have amazing taco meat.
Hell yes.
For whatever you want to do with it.
Could you grind early season geese and mix it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
I'd be fine.
I would mix it with fat. Like there's no fat on early season geese.
Yeah.
So whatever you do, get beef fat, pork fat. You have to add fat into sausage to give it some flavor and texture. So
I want to touch on that here in a second. So that was mid-season. So now what's the best way to cook them late season?
Late season, we're going to... I got a freaking banger. But how much time do we got?
We're at like 11 minutes.
It doesn't matter. Go 5 minutes?
Yeah. I mean, we can try. We should leave them hanging.
Just summarize.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And we got to take a break. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so late season, I did this last year. My good buddy Mark in Texas, he would say, "Son, that'll make your tongue slap your brains out there." That's what's going on.
Really good.
So
really good Southern accent.
Sounds intense.
Mark's a gem. Killed some ducks, and this is in January. Shot some ducks. We got boneless, skinless duck breasts, and I do not eat vegetable oil at all. I'm totally anti sunflower, safflower.
You don't want to die.
Corn, nothing. It's pure cancer. Terrible for you.
Rapeseed oil.
So I don't eat deep fried nothing unless I render the fat myself and it comes from a wild animal. And another one, excuse me, brought to you by Outlaw Light again. I don't eat deep fried stuff unless it comes from unless I render it from an animal.
Yeah.
So the geese late season in Montana, jeez, we plucked a few. We plucked a few geese. We grabbed the skin, the fat. So they store a lot of fat in their pelvic cavity inside. Like their large intestine goes through this pocket of fat basically before it exits the body, which would be the bunghole. So right inside of there, right on either side of the intestines, there is two big pockets of fat right there. So I grabbed that fat, plucked all the birds. Most of it is on the front part of the bird, but they do store fat kind of a little bit everywhere.
Right.
Grabbed all that stuff, put it on in a pan on some low heat with a little bit of water in there and put the lid on it. And then like all the fat just kind of renders off of that stuff, then strain it. So we had 2-3 honkers probably that we rendered down. We got a pot full of hot honker oil, put that outside on the grill, got it 375, 365, took the duck breasts, put them on the counter, boneless, skinless, like I said, took some saran wrap, put them over top of there, had a bourbon bottle, beat the heck out of them with a bourbon bottle.
Hell yes. You doing fritters.
Meat mallet would. Nope.
Oh, shit.
Meat mallet.
I got excited.
Meat mallet would work the same. Beat the heck out of them so they're all the same thickness. They're all tenderized. Took them, dredged them in a mixture of Greek yogurt, thinned out with Frank's Red Hot. So it's egg wash consistency.
Oh, God.
In there, into the panko, into the deep fryer. And that was the meat. And then the buns, toasted the buns, buttered them. We got some pickles on there. We got more Greek yogurt, Frank's Red Hot, with a little bit of other seasoning, some voodoo seasoning, spiced it up a little bit, made it a little hotter. Lathered up the toasted buns with those, put the duck on there, put the pickles on there. If you've had a Nashville hot chicken sandwich, it's the rage.
Unreal.
In the Nashvilles.
Yeah, right.
This was the Dakota hot duck sandwich. And
damn,
I'm telling
you.
you.
And here I was asking you about how to cook late season geese.
Well, we used the geese because they have all the fat.
Right.
Deep fry. Glorious.
All right, so in 1 minute, what would you do with the goose, though? Would you do the same thing with the goose?
Well, no, we tried, and I tried beating the snot out of it with
It's
that
too
bird
thick.
mallet. I cut it thinner, and like it was like made out of rubber bands. Like the bourbon bottle, like was almost hitting me in the face when I would hit this goose breast. Like duck breast, goose breast, totally different things. So we took all that honker meat, sliced it all, and made jerky out of the whole batch, which I'm eating. I have some right now at Game Fair. But that's what I eat on all like big game excursions. So I make as much of that jerky as possible every year. That's kind of my go-to with honker breasts.
Sure.
So
I'll tell you after the 10-minute Tuesday is over what I do with it. Grady and Adam actually taught me.
Oh yeah.
But But yeah, well, guys, if you enjoyed listening to Cory tell you how to beat your meat and eat your meat, go and check out his stuff. Is there like a website they can find your deal on?
Jump on drccalls.com and just find the product catalog recipe book.
Product catalog.
Yeah, product catalog. It's built into there's some stories, there's some recipes, 10, 12 free recipes, and
so cool.
The whole nine. It's
that's sick.
It's our favorite stuff.
Hell yeah.
That's what we eat. Live off
Hell
of
yeah.
garden veggies, white-tailed deer, and a whole bunch of fowl.
Unreal.
Salmon.
That's sick.
And if you want to hear more about that, listen to the podcast on Thursday.
Listen to the podcast.
Unreal. Thanks,
Don't listen
Cory.
to me. Listen to the podcast.
Great 10-minute Tuesday. 20 quarter. What are we at? 20?
15-minute Tuesday.
15-minute Tuesday. Great
Something
job,
to talk
dude.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
Now let's go eat some salmon.
Let's do it.